Hello friends and welcome back to WSSEA. We are here with Street Fighter 6 today and I am so excited to be back on the mic alongside the wonderful Zip Masterflex. My name is Nyarka. We are here for what is a pretty interesting format, a 3v3 fight between East Valley High School Red Devils and Battleground High School Tigers. You're gonna have to walk us through this format one more time, Zip Masterflex, and beyond that, how you feeling, my man?
So first off, I'm feeling amazing. I love doing this every week, man. Every time I'm here, it's a fun time. You know what? Now I see your face, I do remember casting with you. So we've had a good time casting together before. So this is good stuff. But when we talk about the format, guys, the format is best of 3 sets, okay? And best of 5s between each player. So they're going to the first team to win 2 games. No matter what, you will get all matches, but we're going to the first team to win 2 sets, okay? But each player is going to play a best of 3, best of 5. So they have to win 3 out of 5 games to get a set point for their team. So we're looking at these schools going into this bad boy. I was talking beforehand, and I feel like I've seen the Red Devils play. I don't really remember. But you know what? Now that I'm looking again, I've definitely seen the Tigers. So, you know, we're seeing 2 teams that I'm pretty sure I've seen both of before. And the match number 1 is going to be Rexade versus Mr. Reloaded. Each school has their teams ready to go. And if you don't know this is another piece that we didn't really talk about, Miyako. Each team sends out players by skill level. So they go, all right, our 3rd best player on our team goes first. Our 2nd best goes second, and then your last one is your anchor, and that's going to be your best player. Whereas, you know, you watch a lot of team-based stuff like this, like we did Smash yesterday. Smash is crew battle, so you're kind of like, okay, we might all be the same skill level, but there's so many matchups in that game that you might send your best player out first, right? So it's a little different. But in this, it's strictly by skill level as it climbs up the ladder.
That does mean that at the end of the day, though, you could get to a point where you're winning or losing a matchup before your best player comes to the table. So I like the fact that this is putting a lot of weight on everybody. Everybody gets the chance to shine here. So this is a very, very exciting format and one that I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks fly in. And plus, it's nice that we're getting these best of 5s and crew battle, stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of time for adaptation on a player-by-player basis here. It is much more the case that you get people evolving throughout the course of one of these fights. And I think that because that we're going to see some of the highest level gameplay in WSSEA coming through here. And what in the world are we seeing in terms of these 2 teams? I mean, these are players and teams that have had pedigrees across multiple games here at Masterflex. I just casted Red Valley High School yesterday, as I believe they walked away victorious in their Overwatch matchup. So these are guys with a lot of support across many different titles, bringing excellence to the table time and time again. And that is something that's incredibly valuable here in WSSEA, showcasing just how strong the high school realm of esports is becoming. And one of the big actors on this front that is really helping to cement the legacy of high school esports is Zotac, of course. I want to give a huge shout out to them as we're diving into this game number 1 here. Due to their incredible support, we are able to continue to broadcast these matchups. So let's show our appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media using hashtag powered by Zotac or Zotac USA when you post. But now we are into it. It's Jamie versus Jury here. Quite the matchup. I really don't see too much Jamie right now.
That's right. You don't see Jamie at all. So you see this character being brought out here at this high school level. One of the things is, you know, you watch such a diversity and growth through from high school to collegiate to pro level of Street Fighter, right? It's clear how different the realms are in skill. So now seeing him at this level makes a lot of sense to me. Jury is just a great character no matter what. She's actually called the $1 million character because she won the first $1 million offered in the first season of Street Fighter Capcom Cup. So she is the $1 million character going up against a guy that doesn't get much shine at all. But right now the lead is going to the Red Devils. He's cooking right now with this Jamie, and he's got 2 drinks in, so his dive kick is cooking. He's got the break dance coming in afterwards. And there it is. First round,
great showing coming out of Yeah, great job. Great showing on the first round, coming out of the side of Rek'Sai, who is going to be representing Red Devils, as you noted, in this first matchup, versus the Tigers representative, Mr. Reloaded, on this jury. I think that, you know, we talk a lot about how Jamie definitely isn't really high up on tier lists, isn't high up in play priority, but that's because he's a difficult character to execute upon. He needs those stacks. He needs to manage that resource of the drinks. But if you are capable of doing so, he has as much of a threat as any other characters in this game, and we're seeing that here and now. Now, that being said, already a bit of an evolution coming out of the side of Mr. Reloaded here for the Tigers. A lot more aggressive, not wanting to get downside, not wanting to allow something like a drop where they would give the opportunity for those drinks to come in. And so Rek'Sai currently is put under a lot of pressure and now only has a sliver left that will be taken away by the advancing kick.
Using the spin kick, yes, forward advancing, clipping him on the backwards backup, right? He's not trying to approach, he got clipped. Now, one thing about this character is, it's funny to me that the gripe was it's hard to get drinks, this and that. That season 2, they added like 4 new ways for him to get drinks, so it's not really hard to get the drinks anymore. You just have to choose whether you want Oki, you want the knockdown, or you want to get your drink off. That's kind of where the character is now in this game, and he was already good without the drinks. He just once he gets about 2, he's good, he's really good, and then once he gets 3 to 4, he's a complete, solid, very strong character, which is funny why I don't see him in pro play at all. I feel like he would be able to compete at this point, but some of the other characters have just gotten way stronger over time. Very strong DI to catch the approach of his opponent. Mr. Reload clipped and stopped on the walk up into a dub for Rek'Sai, and that's going to be one game going in the favor of the Red Devils.
Yep, so in order to break things down once again, for those of you just joining us, this is a best of 5 to start us up within a larger umbrella best of 3. And so we're going to see whether or not Rek'Sai can take this home and get up 2-0 in this fight versus this jury in the hands of Mr. Reloaded here, or whether or not we're going to see the Tigers fire back. Right now, good job with the shoulder check, getting the Jamie over to the wall. And, you know, you talk about how Jamie has to make this choice between Oki or just getting the drink in. Well, in many cases in this game, you want to choose the Oki, and that could be one of the reasons why he's still a little bit limited, because it is so good to blend your opponents here. We saw that started for Mr. Reloaded, but now here comes the firepower right back from the side of Rek'Sai.
Yep, definitely on point. Double palm to Qualm the Thunders, and he takes the first round breakdancing on this guy Jamie, man. He's got the LL Cool J one leg up. He thinks he's so sauced out. He's got the faux Nikes on. Those are definitely forces, man. They just couldn't get the Nike check symbol to clear through the sponsorship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the next thing that Capcom is going to be pursuing. The next alt skin for Jamie 100% is just decked out in Adidas or Nike gear. But for right now, he has to make do with what looks like pajamas. That being said, he is putting this jury to sleep, trying to stop a really solid corner check coming through from the side of Mr. Reloaded. Now he's looking to even up the life bar. For the time being, the blue side is doing a ton of work, just playing keep away, ensuring that Jamie is only operating at the very edge of his efficacy.
I'll say, okay, this is going to be huge. Yeah, just because he could have got a lot more off of that, but he went straight from the first hit of the Rekka into the level 3. It's going to scale a little bit. He could have got a lot more, to be honest. But either way, still does a lot of drive damage, a lot of big damage, but big damage right back at him with the low forward into the reversal, DP, if you will. And Jury's going to get around on the board. Mr. Reloaded said he's not going to sleep this early.
And I really do hope that this first best of 5 goes the distance, because already we're seeing how evenly matched these two fighters are, but it's a lot about the momentum at the start of the round that's determining who's coming out on top. But this connects. This is beautiful stuff. And on hard knockdown here, Mr. Reloaded may just be walking away with the second one.
We call that a very risky frame trap. That's what that was. He did a string where he ends up negative, but he was safe, right? He could get another. He could get a block off or get another button off if he chose the right button. But he went for the level 3 to catch Rek'Sai pressing a button. Now, speaking of buttons, we get 1-1 here on the board in the first game, first set. My issue that I'm seeing on the side of Rek'Sai, He's going to switch over to JP, but I don't think that the character was the problem. The problem was, speaking of buttons, he keeps pressing crouch fierce. If he's doing, if he does jump into stand fierce, or if he was doing Rekka but into crouch fierce, if he just does stand fierce a little bit more instead of doing crouch fierce does not combo. He's not getting a combo off of it. He's not getting a block string off of it. He's not getting anything from doing that button. If he was doing stand fierce, he could have been doing so much more and actually have turned the tide of a lot of those games. But it doesn't matter. Hopefully he watches the tapes and he learns something for next time. But now we have the JP, Jonathan Pizzle, as I like to call him, going up against the Jury. And I think Rek'Sai has made a pretty good choice, but Jury can still fight through his prolific zoning.
You know what, Zitmaster? I think that's actually canon. That's the reason why he goes by JP, because Jonathan Pizzle just doesn't roll off the tongue. But what I will say, to your point, is that I think JP could help cushion that tendency on the side of Rek'Sai, right? He is playing a character that just wants breathing space, that wants the ability to set up a really rock-solid zoning game plan. And if that means that you're getting some pokes, maybe getting knocked down, even if it doesn't turn into a whole lot, you're buying yourself the time to get to calculate what exactly you need to set up to prevent Jury from getting in. Mr. Reloaded actually getting blendered right now. Good job jumping in and causing the guess at the end there to bring Rek'Sai first round. It looks like he hasn't skipped a beat in this character swap.
Yes, the sweep into the safe jump fierce definitely worked out for him right there. That was beautifully done. And now he's back to the zoning game. Now, with this zoning game, one of the things I'm noticing is he gets a knockdown from full screen and then immediately wants to jump in with jump heavy kick. If you're going to zone, dude, just zone. Don't go over to him. Make your opponent come to you at all times.
I definitely agree with that. I think that in the modern era of fighting games, we aren't getting pure true zoners in the sense of, you know, playing New 13 and BlazBlue or something like that. But still, you should be using the zoning tools that you are afforded to the maximal extent. But even if you're playing this hybrid style, regardless, Rek'Sai is going to be able to pick up a pretty quick round there. That's actually the fastest that we've seen so far, and now he's sitting pretty at 2-1 match points on the table.
Yeah, that was definitely the swiftest of the games. He's doing exactly what he needs to do with this character. Oh, on hit, it's going to leave him 2+ to get the grab afterwards. So he landed the jump fierce and was not able to get the grab, but he's still in control of this match. Jump forwards, but clipped out of the skies. Released the parry a little too early. Hit by the DI. Now, back to the zoning game, but he's close to burnout. That's the scary part here. Forward grab. No punish counter. DI.
Oh, and that should be it.
Ooh, that could have been it, but unfortunate. Doesn't quite close it
right
out.
Back to
now
neutral.
He has a chance.
Oh, unfortunately, caught trying to cross up there. I like the stability that we're seeing out of Mr. Reloaded immediately, is adapting to the game plan, playing a little bit more rush down, using those longer buttons at range in order to barely clip JP while he's locked into some of his animations. And from there, we are seeing a big turn over towards what could be a 2-2 scoreline if this JP isn't careful. Right now, Rek'Sai is doing what he can to reset his game plan, but Jury has a small life lead right now, and once again, lockdown in the corner. That being said, wake up, that grab, forcing them back. JP back in the driver's seat.
That's one of the things I remember from Rek'Sai, and I do remember his JP from a while back. He does forward throw every time when he could get a back throw. It's just a little bit of things that he could, for sure. Yeah, he could have had corner. It's a few things that he could improve on as a player. The amnesia right there, I'm a fan of. He tried the anti-air with amnesia, but it didn't work out. But the round worked out in his favor. He's able to close that out with the pierce from about mid-screen. And now we have 1-1 in this game. We're going to see if he's able to close it and finish this off.
Absolutely. So currently sitting at a set point here. We're going to see whether or not Rek'Sai can close this out, or if Mr. Reloaded is going to bring us to the hollowed game number 5. I would love to see an even deeper fight between these two players. A first to 5 would be the dream, and I certainly hope that we get to see more of them as we advance deeper on into the season. But right now, on the fields of battle is going to be Jury coming out to a blazing round, and in fact, tying up the series.
That was ridiculous. He was on top of him. Button after button, mix-up after mix-up. And he just could not hold steadfast or strong. Now, let's go. I like how he utilizes his drive reversal a lot. Like that is his main game plan. I'm not holding this pressure. You're gonna have to deal with me imposing my will. And here it is, the command grab, full screen. Catch him, Get him. Got him. Good.
Well, we're right back at the cusp of Rexade getting a point over to the Red Devils during the concluding moments of this best of 5. But once again, Mr. Reloaded able to bring the fight. Double jump to hop over. Not something you see every day without it being called out. And already, look at the drive bar. Because of Rexade's favoring of these reversals, these moves, we are seeing him burn a ton of resources at once. Mr. Reloaded trying to find an opening, going to get caught midair.
Oh, whiff punished the jab with the crouch fierce. Ooh, it was definitely your turn to press a button, but taking the offensive end is Mr. Reloaded. Now he's burnt out. Both players are burnt out. Makes his way over. Forward heavy kick. What is the play? The scramble is real. We're going to see the meter come back. The drive is here. DI is definitely an option, but clipped on the walk up, you cannot DI now. You can't even eat a hit through the armor. You're gonna die because you don't have enough health. Beautiful parry, and there it is. Tried the DI and still was taken out by the Stand Fierce, and that will be the set for the Red Devils. Rexade putting one home for the squad.
What a showing out of Rexade. Mr. Reloaded as well, taking us to the edge, though, really needs to be credited for a showing. If you're saying that we're ascending in skill already, there was plenty of good stuff to talk about there in that matchup here at Master Flex. So yeah. I cannot wait to see what is coming next between these two. But to reflect a little bit upon that best of 5 that we just saw, I think the thing that stood out to me the most was the fact that there was this very high-level mental game going on. And that's not something you see every day at this high school level of competition, but I think it came to a head right there at the very end. Rexade was putting Mr. Reloaded to scramble after scramble and just playing stable, playing reactively. In those situations, in many cases, it's the less experienced player who will crack first, who will go for something a little bit unsafe. But Mr. Reloaded was answering back, was for the most part playing pretty deliberately, but then they saw that their drive meter was about to come back online. Rexade had a while to still recover. They thought, this is my angle, but they were countered.
Yeah, he got his meter back, and he wanted to walk up to him and start his offense, right? Whereas the issue is, Jury has buttons where he could afford advanced. He could have made a play to move him forwards with a threatening button. He allowed Rexade to just stop him in his tracks as he tried to just walk forwards and impose his will. You can't just do that. That's not how Street Fighter works, honestly. You can if you've already established the fear in the opponent and made them scared to press something. That comes with punishing. That comes with, oh, you stick a button out at the wrong range and I punish you for doing such. You hadn't established that yet, and you tried to just walk up on him and he's clipped, got a nice conversion, and then closed the game out. So that is what we got there. But now coming into the next one, Prism versus Ranger 52. It is going to be a Ken mirror match for our second game of the night. Second set.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a completely different style of game, right? Ken, chaos. Oftentimes, particularly a Ken in Street Fighter 6, is looking to run in there, be super aggressive, and already we're seeing the checks. The Hadouken jumped over, but there's the call out. This is a flow chart. But frankly, you don't need much more in some of these situations. As long as you're playing textbook, you can oftentimes win the game.
Bro, he tried to hit him with the cross-up EX Hadouken, bro. I mean, EX Tatsu, my fault. He tried to hit him with that burnout on the... What? That didn't burn out? I thought that was going to burn out on the punish counter grab, but he still lived on a pixel and now has a great positioning as the positioning is swapped with the back throw. DI, 3 hits, breaks it, and it takes the rest of the health bar, and that's going to go in the favor of Ranger 52.
Yep, Ranger 52 representing the Tigers, looking to tie the series up and take us to a decisive game number 3. But right now, he's got quite the mountain to climb still. I'm loving the responses from both of these sides. We see already burnout to be had by the representative of the red team right now. Trying to go for the approach, but this is going to be a lot of damage on the punish. Good blocks. Actually, he's able to slide out of that. I did not see that coming.
He didn't press anything. That was a free punish for huge damage. Gave it to him for free, but still rips the level 3 of his own. This is not going to be enough to KO, but he's going to do a lot of damage and have an option for guess for game. He's going to have to guess if it's going to be a low. He goes for Tatsu. He could have forward dashed and put him into a real guess situation. And now the drop combo saves the day for Ranger 52. He definitely... Wait, no. That saved the game for Prism. Sorry. Prism was for sure supposed to lose that. I promise. but he ended up closing it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Tied up right now, 1-1. Prism, I believe, is still on the red side, if I'm not mistaken. That's player 1 there, while Ranger 52 for the Tigers is the Ken that has the white coat going on. You would at least think they'd use different skins on this guy, but no, it's Homeless Ken all the way.
Definitely. Homeless Ken. This guy, he's still got a cool little fit. I'd wear the jacket. I'd wear it. You know what I mean? He's got the waterproof Walmarts on for sure, though.
Absolutely. He wants to pass him off as Tim's. Unfortunately, right now, it's only going to be one person passing on to the Shadow Realm. Good stuff from both of these sides right now, as that is going to be a win over to the Red Devils once again.
And with the low forward into the level 1, and that was the close out of that one. Tried to go for the multi-hits to break the armor, but only 2 land. DI comes through. Not crazy damage, but pretty solid. And we got overhead attempts. No good. Grabbed out of his DI. Yep. Oh, the drive reversal.
Up to the wall. Let's get the Shoryus going. Empty jump into the throw. Man, the mind games are crazy right now.
Man, the bait is serious. He is not allowing him to get out of this corner position. DI, yes, sir, on the burnout. Does it full combo?
Oh, but that's still there's an opportunity. Yeah, finally. Going to be able to see a shove home by Ranger 52. I thought that we were on the cusp of something crazy, but luckily the health advantage will be enough to get Tigers on the board here in this second round between Prism and Ranger. Prism right now looking to continue to play aggressive, while I think we're seeing a lot more in the way of responsiveness out of Ranger as this match goes on. That being said, Clash Center is screen. Shoryu go to win out on that one. Prism looking for more. That could have been a big punish there, but Ranger right back in the driver's seat, just going to go for the rolling throw. Now met air to air, finally back into the hands of Prism. Let's see what he can do.
He jab anti-air the Tatsu. He's buffering crazy. He's buffering. You know what? That's super interesting to watch, like some of the things I watch these players lack on, but you understand buffering, which is a pretty higher level thing to do. That was so good. I love it. In end of the day, it didn't save you. You're gonna take an L on that one, but it was still amazing to watch you present such an option.
Credit to both of these players keeping it close. Both of these teams keeping it close at Masterflex. It's a 1-1 right now, I believe, between the Tigers and Red Devils here in the second part of this match. We are going to see the axe get blocked. Response from either side. Burnout, but at least you win out on the trade. We're going to see how much more can be had by Prism.
I like that. You know, he burnt out, right, for the DI. And then he tried to burn a little bit his drive by spinning bar at the end of his combo. Got some good damage. He's definitely surviving, so it is working out properly. The Tatsus, I'm not so much of a fan of. He's getting punished for those every single time. Doesn't put him at a health deficit yet. That'll be the health deficit. And the drive bar is coming back for his opponent. Ranger coming close to the closeout. Whip punish is not there. That could have been the round. Jump in, block.
Nice scenario.
The DI. Well, we got
air to air. Oh my goodness. These two are going crazy. Finally rushing on in with a bit more of the gauge. That'll be enough. Feels like the momentum has clearly shifted to Ranger. I think a lot of that comes back to this intangible element of muscle memory that's kind of tripping Prism up here and there. We saw Shoryu's at range where, frankly, there was nobody even close on Wake Up. We're seeing that over-reliance on Tatsus, and hopefully his game plan doesn't just dissolve here. But now he's in Burnout once again, with a big life lead over to the representative of the Tigers.
Definitely. He is doing everything he needs to do for the squad. That was a great way to get out of the corner of the side switch, but you switch yourself back into the corner, damage, and then try to meaty with the Tatsu again. That is not worked out yet. Sometimes you gotta adjust mid-set, even if that's something you do that works out against most opponents. This guy's not having it. Jump light punch, and he backed off with the block, but wasn't ready when he released that. The reversal. And there it is. DI is gonna close it out. There's so many times I'm watching him skate by. Prism is skating by at the end of these games. It's crazy to see that. In all honesty, the Red Devils own the Ranger 52 from the Tigers. He should have been able to close a few of these but then it's just the opportunity that he's given, he's not capitalizing on.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Both of these fighters continuing to match up center screen here. Red Devil representative gets that double Shoryu with the corner pin. This should be enough of Prism to make a real statement, but solid throw from the side of Ranger 52. We're going to go for it again. Not going to get a full loop as we do see immense amount of respect coming out of Prism. Answering back, but this blocking to punish should be enough to put the Tigers up at set point.
It is very close. It's almost the closeout here. We've got 2-0 on the board. Jump in, DI. Burning, chipping away at that drive meter. Trying to make his way over. Nice DI. The DIs have been money so far. It's going to do a lot of drive damage and health damage. There's an opportunity here for the Red Devils. But that Tatsu, man, every time, it's not going to be the play. It's not working out. Jump backwards. I like it. You haven't been burnt out. You land the jump in. No combo, though, but the DI lead to a free ski and go straight into the level 3. If you did a little bit of combo beforehand, I think that would have killed, but I do not think so right here. Sit down and shut up. Oh my God! It's still killed. I cannot believe it.
That burnout, man, the damage that comes through after it is absurd. And that is going to be enough to bring a 3-1 victory over to Ranger 52, representing the Tigers. We're going to game number 3.
Oh no, that was it.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to the third, we're going to the third best of 5.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying here, man. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
All this terminology getting to my head. That's why I had you explain the setup for this entire match.
No, you're on point. I just didn't quite hear it correctly. But yeah, we're going into the third set, and it is 1-1. A lot of times, well, I guess I'm starting to see this season that a lot of the games are going into the anchors being the deciding factor. But last season of WSSEA Street Fighter 6, it almost never mattered when the anchors came out. They were always, it was always decided already. A team would come out 2-0, the anchors come out and it's like, yeah, you get to play your last game and we get to, get your practice for the week. But it was already decided. This time, no. I like it. I like that we're going down to the wire. So yeah, Skeletor is coming up. Skeletor for the Red Devils is coming up to play against Tiger's own Smaltz. And Skeletor, I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen him play. That's kind of nice.
Kind of nice is always one of the best compliments they could get within the FGC, man. You go to a local, someone says that your character's kind of nice. I mean, that makes your night, Definitely interested to see whether or not the Red Devils can take this back. Notably, Skeletor is, I believe, the captain for the Red Devils, but Smaltz is actually not the captain of the Tigers. Instead, East Valley High School is bringing their captain to the very end here, but the anchor could have been Ranger 52, who's designated as captain on my screen.
Yeah, I definitely see such. We do have another Jamie on the board, right? Jamie, a character that we've said he's kind of struggle-ish. I'm still in the mindset of watching all this pro play. I don't see why he's a struggle character. But we do have Akuma, which is not even arguably top 3. He is one of the best characters in the game.
Has Akuma ever been a struggle character in any Street Fighter?
He has, actually. It's hard
really?
to say. Yeah, it's like the thing is, in the modern era where characters get buffed and nerfed, right? Akuma releases broken every single game, and then he's toned down to where he's not great anymore. In Street Fighter V, Tokido had a run, one of the best Japanese players in the world. He had a run as Akuma when Akuma was absolutely busted. And then they nerfed Akuma, and even Tokido, the best Akuma in the world, stopped playing him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's always the highlight moments you remember from that time in history, right? But, if someone told me, in any game, oh, someone won a local or won even a big tournament on Akuma, I wouldn't be freaking out in the same way as, say, the story of Snake Eyes with Zangief in Street Fighter 4, and how much of an oddity that Zangief was good in that game, right? Yep. But regardless, talking about who's good here and now, and notably, this on top in that first round, representing Tigers, Smaltz doing a really good job just playing at range while still negotiating the Hadokens and things that the Red Devils is bringing to the table.
I like the change of game plan here from Smalls. He's really just starting to he said, you know what? I'm going to throw these fireballs and make you make a play. Now, one thing I'm worried for him on is he's anti-airing with drive impact every time. If you don't do it early enough, the landing can be re-DI'd. We saw, there it is, right? He's understanding that's the game plan. He's going to land. He's going to do the level 3 after the DI, and he's going to show you. You might have to change that up a little bit. Use the crouch fierce. Use your DP, which DP is a little more of a skilled, you know, you have to, that's a learned and practice type thing. And if you haven't practiced it, I don't know if it's going to happen. He got a drink right in his face. That was absolutely crazy. Grab
two back-to-back, stack to 3. That's enough to put it away. 100% Zen Master flags. And that is a great opening for the Tigers here in this decisive match.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So double grab to close that one out after recognizing that his anti-air option is DI every time. And now we're watching a re-jump. He's jumping with him on his jumps to try to combat him jumping a lot. Try to do jump fireball, anti-air, air to air with the jump fierce from Jamie. Came over, clipped, trade on fireball and sweep. Tried to go for the sweep again, no good. Fireball keeping him at bay, so the jumps have really been his best option. Dive kick into the grab, yes.
On knockdown, you're seeing that Smalt is really electing to go for drinks whenever possible. Stacking up to 2, now make it 3. Maybe punished for those efforts, but still has a bit of health by which to play with. It is very much powered up right now. It's a public service announcement. Please do not think that getting drunk makes you better at fighting. I think that it is just going to land you with multiple arrest records.
Well, remember, he's not even drinking alcohol. He's drinking spirit tea.
Sure. Thank you, Capcom. Shoulder check. That should be enough. Another round on the board for Smalts, and this is utter destruction. Skeletor needs to pull out something quickly here, or we could see this devolve into a 3-0.
Yes. All right. So Smalts trying to close it out for his team. He's getting very close to taking this one home, but still fighting back. Nice job with the DI there to push him back, but wasn't ready for the jump in. Ready for that one with the grab on landing. Ooh, here's a grab for your troubles. We're turning this into a wrestling match. This is high school wrestling right now, not Street Fighter.
Absolutely. Now, what I will say so far out of the way that Skeletor is playing is that this is a player who's incredibly fluent with the strengths of Akuma, who is tossing out the tools that would make a lesser player shudder in fear. But Smalt knows that Skeletor wants to play Akuma alongside the classic Akuma game plan, and from there, he's able to exploit any weaknesses. He's able to walk back during lag times. He is able to open up and just push back the slow health character to the point where whenever you're in this 50-50 scenario, Smalls just has to win 1 or 2, and all of a sudden the game's over.
Yep. He's definitely on par with what he needs to do, but he's not capitalizing. There it is, landing. You can't anti-air with the DI, I'm telling you. That is actually, when you're first early on in this game, in your learning process, that seems like a great idea. I fell prey to such, but that is actually one of the worst anti-air options unless you know that you're looking for the jump and you do it early enough to catch them before they touch the ground. As soon as they touch the ground, the DI is null and void.
This has been a funky round so far, though. Air to air, air to air, air to air. Finally, we're going to see the check here on the drive impact. Going forward, no. Instead, on Oki, it looks like Skeletor just wants to rally his forces, find another angle in. Smalt looking for the approach. Going to be able to get another drink, and now it's truly in full form.
Yep, he's got the 3 in. He needs 1 more to be maxed out, but he's still solid here. He has the command grab, but he doesn't need it. Lands the jump in into the short combo with the palms. And there it is. We have 1 more round that could go his way, and that could be it for his school. The Tigers looking to close this one out.
It is crazy to see 2 high school players on opposite teams choosing the Jamie. I love this kind of advancement, by the way, and I'm so happy that this character is getting the spot to shine here. Doing a great job already, stacking up to 2 drinks, and we just aren't seeing any sufficient punishments out of Skeletor. And now this Akuma feels the pressure, needs to put this one away, can't lose any trades from here on out, or this Jamie is just going to run him over with superior frame data. Good matchup, but here comes the tech right back. You've seen it time and time again, and this is going to cascade into a super alongside it.
Yep, and he's definitely going to burn out from this. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe he took a chunk. Yeah, he took the first chunk before, a chunk of drive damage before the animation started. So he didn't burn out. Level 3, does this anti-air? No. And the grab will be it.
That'll be
and that is it. Smaltz is able to take that one 3-0 for the Tigers this week at WSSEA Street Fighter 6. And we have our winners. They are taking it home. I love it. I love it. We got to see Jamie do his thing on the screen for the clutch. And it didn't even turn into much of a clutch. It was a team clutch, but he really dominated that last set.
Yeah, that was incredible stuff. And I really hope that we see everybody kind of reflect and play with one another in the future. I would love to see Rexade, for instance, get a little bit more training through Smaltz on how to play Jamie, because having some more representatives of this character would be crazy. You know, maybe if I dream hard enough, we'll see a DJ eventually pop up around here in WSSEA.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And with that being said, you're talking about a little bit more training. I offer every time I cast this, at the end of it, I offer, if you guys, if any of you players, any of you schools, any of you coaches want somebody to help these guys out with their Street Fighter play, I'm here for it. I've had one player so far reach out. I gave him a little session. We got some games in, and I'm actually waiting to see him play again, because I think that I think he got the understanding of what I was trying to give him. And so if you guys ever want some training, I got your back. You know what I mean? If you don't, that's okay. I'm still here to cast, and I'm still rooting for you. But end of the day,
Master Flex? Yeah, he has mastered his name for a reason. I can vouch. This guy is an expert. I mean, you hear his casting, you hear his insights, right? He's coaching within the course of the cast on his play-by-play. That's crazy stuff, man. So thank you, Master Flex, as always, for the assist, building up this community. But we also got to thank the other institutions who are helping build up this community here in Street Fighter 6 and beyond. We got to start with LandFest, of course. They are building healthy communities through gaming. And certainly, WSSEA, IEN, these are some of the healthiest ones out there within this realm of high school esports. But they have 23 chapters across 18 states, and they run over 150 events a year. So if you guys want to get involved, if you guys want to get connected, make sure that you go to landfest.com and check out their Washington chapters, Inferno Land and Emerald City Landfest, to find an event near you.
That's right. That's right. And definitely shout out Seattle Built PCs. You see them down there in the corner with that fire little killer whale emblem. You know what I'm saying? Seattle PCs, they have been building PCs since 2020, crafting rigs for esports players, content creators, and millions of fans and even developers of your favorite games. So make sure that you pull up on SeattleBuiltPCs.com, SeattleBuilt.com, to make sure you get the rig for you. So, with that being said, guys, we are going to be able to close out for the day. I've been Zipmaster Flex. I've been here with the homie Narco, and I hope you guys had a great time. But we'll see you next time, and I hope that you guys reach out for some training, and I hope that you guys have getting your games together and watch the VODs to make sure that you're better for the next games whenever we get to these finals. We'll see you next time. Holla.